What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be sharing with you our update on how our financial goals are going for 2021. We set a number of financial goals for this year. It is year 2 of our debt payoff journey. My husband and I are working on paying off a 6-figure student loan debt. I am carefully tracking how we are doing with all of our financial goals because not only are we working on paying off that student loan debt, but we are also working on putting money towards retirement, putting money towards an emergency fund, and several other financial goals. So I was getting really confused at the beginning of the year because last year all we did was work on pay off debt and we really didn't have any other goals, and we were just paying our loans basically smallest to largest with a little bit of variation. But now we have paid off a lot of our smaller loans and we just have 2 big loans we're working on and just a bunch of other financial goals. So to keep it all straight and track the progress and make sure we are keeping up with everything and staying very organized, I put together the spreadsheet. So let me show you how we're doing with our financial goals as of February 2021. All right, this is the financial goal tracking spreadsheet that I put together. It tracks our income up in this section, and I have it hidden, but I do break it out by each time we receive income, my husband's paychecks, my paychecks, all of that, but just for privacy, I have that hidden. And then I track all of the funds we're putting towards retirement and savings, all the money we are putting towards debt, and then the rest that goes to expenses and taxes and insurance and all that. And then finally down here, I have a section that shows what percentage of our income, our gross income, meaning income before taxes, just what is the actual like original amount of our paychecks and all that, what percent is going towards our savings and debt, and what percent is going towards our expenses, so taxes and all that. And that way I can see if we're meeting our goal for percentages. We are trying to spend less than 60% of our money on our expenses and taxes and, you know, daily living things, including our mortgage, and then 40% we're trying to put towards savings and debt payoff. So let's look at what we did for the month of February and where we're at. So February here was a good month. As you can see, January we brought home $27,000 gross, which was like way more money than we've ever brought home in our entire lives. And February was more of like a normal month. We averaged maybe like between 17 and 20,000 between my husband and I. So this was, I think, our lowest income month of the year, hopefully, maybe one of our lowest income months of the year. And so, yeah, year to date, we've brought home $45,000. Our goal for the year is $250,000, and that means we are 18% of the way to our goal. So there are 12 months in the year, so if we are on track, you know, percentage-wise for where we're at in the year, 2 months in, we should be at about 16 or 17% of the way to each of our goals. If we're like working on them proportionally, which some we may make a priority and then catch up on some, so it may not always be exactly that way throughout the year, but that's why I put this together. But we are, you know, ahead of that for the year so far, because we're at 18% of that goal completed. So next we've got the retirement and savings section. So you can see the first one is my husband's 401k. We contributed $1,500 to that this month for a year-to-date total of $3,000. Our goal is to max out his 401k at $19,500, and we're about 15% of the way to that goal. So it's a little bit behind that 16-17%, but that's because some months he'll get 3 paychecks instead of 2, and so then he'll catch up. So that's on track. Next, my Roth IRA, I'm contributing $500 a month to that. And so I contributed $500 this month. It's $1,000 for the year that I've contributed for the goal of $6,000, which is the maximum you can contribute. Now, I do want to mention our income is over the income limit for Roth IRA contributions. For a married couple and for an individual, there's different limits of how much income you can have before you're not allowed to contribute to a Roth. But there is a special method to contribute to a Roth if you're over that limit, and it's called the backdoor Roth method. And so I basically contribute to a traditional IRA and then immediately roll it over to a Roth IRA, and that gets around the Roth contribution limits. So that's how I do it. It's a couple steps for me, but I am contributing to a Roth IRA. So we are at 16.6% for the year for that, and that is right on track because I'm just doing $500 a month, and that will get us to $6,000 for the year. Next is my HSA account. I opened that this year because we do have a high deductible health plan, so I realized I was able to open an HSA, and the family contribution limit is $7,200, so we are working on maxing that out as well. So we did not contribute anything this month. We had contributed $1,800 in January. So for the year, we are at $1,800 in contributions out of $7,200, and we are at 25% of the way to that goal. So even though we didn't contribute anything this month, we had made a big contribution last month. So we're still ahead of, where we should be for this time of year towards that goal. Next is my daughter's 529 plan. That is a college savings account that we started for her, that we put a little bit of money into every month, and any money we receive from friends or family for birthdays or holidays and stuff, we also put into there since she was born. So this month we put $225, and that gets us to $600 for the year. So of our goal of $2,500, we are 24% of the way there. So that one is on track or ahead of schedule as well. And then finally, we have a goal to increase our emergency fund. It is currently at, how much do we have? I think it's at $19,000, and we want to get to $24,000. So we contributed $1,000 last month, but nothing this month. So year to date, we're at $1,000 out of $6,000, and that is 16.6% of the way there. So that goes on track too. So total for our retirement savings goals, we contributed $225 this month. Year to date, we're at $7,400, and so that is almost 18% of the way to our goals. So our savings and retirement goals are in really good shape so far this year. Next, moving on to our debt, we wanted to pay off my husband's undergraduate loan, which we did in January, so we didn't need to put anything towards it this month. So that goal is 100% completed. Moving on to my husband's graduate school loan. The minimum payment this month, last month it was $962, and then it recalculated because we refinanced it recently. Yeah, the new minimum payment is $1,011, so that came out through auto pay, and so for the year we're at $19,073 out of $12,083 for the year. So we're at 16% of the way there. So as long as that one, we have money in our account and that one keeps auto drafting, we'll get there by the end of the year. And then same thing for my graduate school loan. My minimum is $2,033. So that's what we paid this month. Year to date, we've paid $4,066 towards my student loan, and that means we are 16.6% of the way to that goal as well. As for extra payments, all of our extra payments currently are going towards my husband's graduate school loan, because that is the next largest loan that we're trying to pay off. And so this month we paid $1,700 in extra towards his graduate school student loan. Year to date, that means we paid $3,150 towards extra payments for his loan. And our goal for the year is to pay just about $20,000 extra towards student loans. So we are at almost 16%. So that's a little bit behind target, very slightly, but we did hit 100% of a different goal. So overall, we're at 20% of the way to our goal. So we're ahead of that 16.5% that we should be at. We paid $4,744 to student loan debt this month, and year to date we've paid $11,775. That's not how much we've paid off, that's just payments that we've made. I talk about how much we've paid off in our student loan debt payoff update videos, and so I'll link our latest one, our February debt payoff update, here if you want to watch it. But yeah, those are payments that we've made. So looking at our expenses, our total expenses for February, so this is taxes, insurance, mortgage, utilities, groceries, anything else that we spent during the month, that totaled to $10,702. So for the year, we've spent $25,987 on our living expenses, and our goal is to keep that amount at $150,000 or less. And so we are 17% of the way to the goal. I prefer to be under, this one we don't want to be ahead on, because that means we've spent too much money. We want to keep it at or below that rate, so we hit 100% or less at the end of the year. So we're at 17%. We're basically on target for that, so that's great. And then finally, looking at the percent of money we've put towards savings and debt this year. So this month we put 39.44% of our money that we earned towards savings and debt, and 60.56% went towards our living expenses. So we're basically at goal. We spent a little bit more than, you know, that 60%, and we put a little bit less than the 40% towards debt. But if you look at the year to date, we have 42.46% year to date of our income that's gone towards savings and debt, and 57.54 has gone towards expenses. So for the year, we're on track, even though this month was like a tiny bit over. We were ahead from last month because we had such a big income month last month. We got ahead on those percentages. I said this in my last monthly update for our financial goal tracking, but I hope to have the spreadsheet available for you guys on Etsy pretty soon. I am working on it and tweaking it and perfecting it, and so look for that at some point. If it is live at the time you're watching this, the link will be in the description. Well, either way, the link to my Etsy shop will be in the description, but if it's live, you'll see it there on my Etsy shop. And yeah, I'm excited for you guys to be able to use this as well, because I found it to be a really helpful tool as we are trying to stay organized with all of our debt payoff and savings goals and all of that. Sometimes you do want to like focus on one goal at a time, or put most of your money towards one goal at a time, so you make like faster progress and stay motivated. But at other points, you need to work on multiple things at once, and so staying organized with all that really helps you stay on track and see the progress that you're making and stay motivated as well. So that is it for today's video. If you like the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel and you want to follow along and watch our financial journey, then hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a subscriber, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.